welcome to my channel. Well, if you watch enough of my videos, you may think that I only have or only like traditional knives, but that's not the case. Usually, this is my strategy for carrying knives usually. Usually have one modern knife with me. It's some kind of flipper or something like that, you know. And for the longest time, it was a Civivi Elementum. And the reason why I'm not chasing flipper knives and stuff anymore is because for the longest time, this satisfied everything I needed a flipper knife to do. It flipped, it's a knife, it's of a decent size. I'd like it to be a little bit larger if at all possible, but this one's okay. But I'll have some kind of flipper with me for the convenience. It's a one-hand deploy. It comes out fairly fast. It's fairly simple. Decent blade shape. This one happens to be an S35VN, but they come in D2 as a basic model. Great knife, you know. The Boker family. Of course, I like to have usually a larger blade also, and this one pretty much fits the bill there, you know. You've got Bowie knife type of blade here. I think it's like a 4-inch blade. Oh, sorry. Bumpage. Yeah, you got about a 4.5-inch blade. 4 3/4, it goes all the way back. But your cutting edge is like 4.5 inches. That's a decent size. That's when you want to, you know. I try to have something to cover everything. Basically, you know, a traditional knife, a modern knife, and then, you know, the modern knife can be usually a larger one. For the longest time, before I had the Boker XL, I had the Civivi Insight. Yeah, this one's in D2. It's basically a fancy Praxis. This one I think went for about like $80 when I got it. I'm looking for. I got a box of knives I'm digging through here. Where is he? All right, here's the Praxis. See how the blade shape looks very, very similar? Doesn't it look very similar in profile and shape? It looks so similar. I actually took this blade out and I was going to put it in here, but the stop pin is of a bigger diameter on this one than on this one, so the blades won't swap out. But almost. The contoured handle on here, you really can't tell by looking at it, but that's a big difference. This one just feels so much more comfortable. This one, it's alright, but it's kind of blocky. You see how it's like squared off? Of course, it's got the gold liners, and this one just went with the stainless. So there, this is probably going to be a long video because I'm not even halfway through this, partially through this box. Okay, the Boker family, we had the big one, right? And then this guy I'm carrying a lot. I believe this is the version that's on sale for $25 at Blade HQ. You can see how much I carry it. If it's not this one, it's in AUS 8, but either one would be fine. If automatics are, you know, legal in your area, these are good options. This guy's kind of like a little dragonfly that is ready to go. It's about kind of, you know, similar leaf-shaped type of blade, but a button. And this one, maybe you'll have to check your area, but in California, if the blade link's under a certain size, it's legal to carry. And this is a cool one, man, because you get a 3-finger grip on here, but it's good. This one's an AUS 8. But yeah. And then this is the little mini. My finger grips, I can get 4 fingers on this. it's a little mini. I got a neck sheaths for all of these except for this guy. I don't know why you'd want to carry that on a neck sheath, but yeah. All right, so there we go. This place will get crowded as we go along. All right, this is also my modern. It's a Sage 5. This was an S30V. Compression lock. That's the main reason I want to get this is compression lock. And I like the leaf-shaped blade there. This guy's a slicer, man. They don't advertise it. Some people don't like the FRN or whatever, but this is fine for me. And you talk about a drop shutty, a button lockle. And this is one of the first ones. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, that I could Spidey flick. I don't know. That's just one of those things you see people doing, and you're like, I wonder if I can Spidey flick. And not all knives are set up for it, and you'll frustrate yourself. But this was one of the first ones that's just easy to Spidey flick. So, Spyderco Stage 5. You'll see a lot of these are Civivs sometimes. Now this is a cool little one, Civivi Chronic. They made a front flipper version. I don't remember what they called that one, but you don't have that tab here, and this tab comes in handy for guiding. Just a short little. To me, it's almost like a little modern doctor's knife, So you got that. It's another one. All right, it doesn't have to flip. It can be, This is Endura. Seki City. This is a ZDP 189, I think. Yeah. I didn't get the whole family. I missed the Dragonfly in this. I got the Delica and the Endura. This came out before they had the Indela. Alright, let's get the Delica out. This was a real user. It's in ZDP 189 also. Seki City, Japan. I mean, you can tell from the wear and tear. It's just a really handy size. And that's the main thing I was wanting out of it. One-handed and some kind of locking mechanism. And this, like I said, this is very useful. If you think you need more length, you get the Endura, boom. You got more length. Now that tip, I haven't seen a lot of them with broken tips, but I wouldn't do a lot of crazy prying with these. All right. Now this is a knife sent to me by John M. And man, it's just a golden knife. It's just really thin, flat, thin in the handle and everything, but you can get a full purchase on it with no problem. They made a silver eye or something like that was like ridiculously expensive. This one's an S35VN, and I fixed the triad so that it's not so you don't have to be superhuman to close it. All right, the one that's got me into buying a bunch of knives. Jolly Peanut basically was getting new knives, and I was watching his videos, and I thought, hey, I should get some new knives too. I've always liked cold steel. He had, I think, the holdout or not the holdout, counterpoint 1 and 2. He had gotten the smaller size and then got the bigger size, and I started looking at them, and I liked the spear pointer so that they had of this one. They made a clip point and everything, but it's in S35VN. And before I knew how to lighten the pressure on the lock, this thing would gouge the hell out of me. All right, maybe by reducing pressure on this lock, now it won't hold 690 pounds or something. It'll only hold like 490. I don't care. I'm going to open and close this thing more than I'm going to be hanging off the blade for dear life. So the thing that I wanted to fix was this pressure. Now this is a completely different knife for me. If opening and closing your knife is painful, you're not going to use it that much. So I use this one more often. Oh, and the other thing I had to do was I put sandpaper through here on the bottom because this is really grippy. Some people it doesn't bother, but it'll tear up your clothes if you leave it like that. All right, you know, of course, Fin Wolf. This is another good one to carry along. It's not, you know, super fast deploy or whatever, but this little Ziploc zip tie thing here works fine for me. The studs that they had on here were too big, and it was on both sides. There was something I didn't like about them. But again, you have one-handed opening. All right, old school. This is one of the first ones I got, but the cut jack, steel wheel cut jack in D2, I believe. Yeah, nice finger choil here, lightweight. Again, thin, grippy enough handle here. Liner lock. I use this one a lot at work on my last job. I don't carry this as much. It's the Civivi Backlash, but this was a pretty good knife, you know, kind of harpoonish. Your fingers have all got a natural spot to sit in. And now they make these in special, you know, Damascus and everything else, but they were going to discontinue the Praxis and the Backlash, which I don't understand. You have a very good one. And then, of course, this one can ride in kind of like modern and old, you know. It's a combination of the two. It's a buck 110, which is like one of the oldest ones, you know, that you can get out there. But it's got the, you know, switchblade button type deploy. And this one was sent to me by Toby and family. And I would probably never get one of these if he wouldn't have sent it, because the thing that always got me was the price. You know, you can get a standard buck 110 for like $60 or $70 or something like that, but this one's like $100 more. And that, you know, you could get two of the other so it doesn't flat, but this is done very well, man. I mean, it's one of those things, and I have not touched the factory edges. This thing just came super sharp out of the box. It's not a super steel. It's that 420 HC and everything, but man, this stuff can get sharp. And the lines look different because you don't have a nail nick and everything, so it's kind of cool. It always fools me. All the other button lock type mechanisms, you try to do this to release it, but it's still a buck 110, you know, way back there, back lock. So there you go. That's a box of modern knives that I use, but I just don't talk about a lot, you know, because like I said, I've got so many, and there's more Gonzos out there I've got, and I just grabbed a box, you know, of knives and brought them in, because usually I'm going to pick one out of this group, you know, to carry with me. Oh, and I've got one on me, the K-Bar Dozier. This one happens to be in D2, but I got it when it was on sale. It was about like the same price as an Aus 8 one, you know, so like $25 or something. Yeah. So I'm always gonna have, you know, boxes of knives near me, knives available and everything. I just wanted to show you all of these knives right here. If you were to pick any of them, I'd recommend them simply because they're useful. So there you go. Wasted enough of your time. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.